This completely changes the scenario. An injury occurred during the first game of the series against the opposing team. Recent information from the head coach regarding a potential participation in the next game signals that there is no cause for concern. The support from teammates has been remarkable. As we analyze the situation, a detailed evaluation of the injury will be made, with essential updates from the coaching staff and health professionals being shared, in addition to the impressive victory of the team over the opponent. Upon delving into the details, the injury occurred during the second period while the player was performing exceptionally well, on track for a night with many points, potentially reaching 40 or even 50 points. The team showed good chemistry, executing impressive plays. However, during a defensive play, a thigh injury was felt. A brief video will be shown, followed by updates from the coach. The injury was noticed during a defensive play, possibly while facing a rival, resulting in thigh pain. Even so, the player remained on the court, grabbed a rebound, and scored some points before having to leave. For the fans, this season has been particularly intense, especially in the weeks leading up to the playoffs, with significant attention focused on recent injuries. The current thigh situation represents a greater challenge. The update received after the game indicated that the expectation is for a minimal absence in the next match. It was observed that the player left the arena limping and chose not to participate in interviews with the press, which is customary in injury situations. An imaging exam is scheduled for tomorrow, with hopes for a quick update on the status shortly afterward. Interesting information was shared by a health professional linked to a local medical institution collaborating with the team. A brief summary about muscle strains was communicated. Understanding the nature of strains, which involve a certain degree of muscle tear in the thigh, is crucial. Recovery time varies according to the severity of the tear, ranging from micro tears to complete ruptures. The location of the injury and the number of muscles affected, in addition to the presence of fluids and swelling, are significant factors. A study examined these injuries among professional players, revealing an average absence of 6 games. This does not exclude the possibility of faster return, but it depends on the previously mentioned factors. This information generates concern among fans. There is apprehension within the team environment, despite the recent victory with a score of 98-88. A thorough analysis of this game will be conducted. It is important to reflect on the notable contributions from teammates, considering the importance of the injury, which may be more serious than previous issues. The thigh situation presents a completely different set of challenges. Updates will be eagerly awaited as expressions of concern emerge in post-game conversations. Observations show a climate of discouragement, highlighting the emotional impact of the injury on the team dynamics. This scenario could be notably different given the seriousness of the hamstring injury. Currently, there is a significant amount of commentary coming from the team following the game. One athlete noted that another seemed downcast, while the coach revealed he is incredibly upset. This reaction is not what one would typically anticipate in response to an injury, as there is often a prevailing sense of optimism regarding the player's timely return. Usually, one would hear affirmations from the coach and teammates about the player's toughness or game spirit. Instead, there are terms like devastated and downcast, which raises apprehensions about the potential severity of the situation. For older athletes, hamstring injuries can persist and frequently hinder a swift recovery at this point in their careers. Many observe that these injuries typically stem from prolonged exertion, and the team recently faced 7 games in Houston when they probably should have completed the series in 5. Their performance was subpar, necessitating an extra game to advance to the play-in. Just 2 days prior, both players logged 42 minutes in that 7th outing in Houston. There is considerable anxiety circulating in the community at present. Nonetheless, there is also some positive news to share. The team achieved a victory with a score of 98-88, delivering a remarkably resilient effort. The team's ability to band together when one player was sidelined was commendable. Another player should be acknowledged for his impact, and I will elaborate on his performance shortly. Limiting the opposing team to only 11 points in the second quarter was impressive. There was a period during which the other team went nearly 7 minutes without scoring, concluding the first half with a 0-for-15 record from three-point territory. They managed to restrict one of their key players to just 1 point in the first half, although he later scored around 22 or 23 points. I did not have the precise figures available, but he had a satisfactory overall performance, particularly in the latter half, enabling the team to narrow the deficit to single digits for a time. In the first half, that player scored, if my memory serves me correctly, around 22 or 23 points. Although I do not have the precise statistics accessible, he concluded with an acceptable overall performance, showing strength in the second half that helped the team inch closer. They managed to reduce the gap to single digits momentarily, but at one point, the opposing team had established a lead of 23 points. Furthermore, a zone defense was effectively utilized against the other team. There has been much talk in recent weeks regarding their series against the other team and the zone defense employed, which we witnessed firsthand tonight. The team executed this strategy effectively, restricting the other team to 88 points, who seemed entirely out of rhythm while attempting to score. Conversely, one player who found his stride, particularly in the second half, was another key performer. In this matchup, he scored 24 points, with 22 of those coming in the second half after only making free throws in the first half, and he even began the game in the wrong shorts. A delay of game foul was called because, shortly after the game started, someone from the opposing side noticed he was wearing his practice shorts instead of the standard ones. He had to rush to the locker room to change. Despite a challenging first half, he managed to pull himself together. Reviewing his stats again, he converted 5 of 8 attempts from three-point range, successfully landing all 5 shots beyond the arc, and secured 8 rebounds along with 3 assists. Overall, he shot 7 of 19 in 40 minutes. That player was a hero once again, but he was far from the only one making contributions. Others had significant performances, stepping up with vital rebounds and solid defense. Another impactful player also made his mark, executing running hook shots reminiscent of a shorter version of a legendary player. It was indeed a remarkable team victory tonight, demonstrating how these athletes came together following the injury of their teammate. Just consider their achievements, one play. During 41 minutes, Jimmy recorded 20 points and nearly achieved a triple-double with 8 assists. Draymond Green showed an interesting performance in long-range shooting, hitting 4 out of 10 attempts. In one stretch of the first half, he was 4 of 5, but soon struggled and couldn't maintain the same percentage. The Timberwolves really provoke him to shoot. This matchup will be intriguing as the series progresses, especially with Rudy Gobert defending Draymond, as Gobert is clearly strong in the paint but lacks the agility to move out to the three-point line and contest Draymond's shots. If Draymond is hitting, Gobert will face a significant disadvantage. However, there were some performances that left much to be desired, such as one player who managed only 3 points in 29 minutes, shooting 1 out of 7 attempts. Attention shifted back to the bench, which had to step onto the court for longer periods. A defender did an excellent job guarding Anthony Edwards. Another player, who played for 14 minutes, had a crucial role in defense during decisive moments. A young talent came in and showed flashes of skill, finishing with 7 points, which is encouraging. However, another player seemed to disappear again. His plus-minus was -14, the worst on the team, and he failed to make a shot, finishing with 0 points. It was disappointing to see him absent during the playoffs. Nevertheless, the rest of the bench made significant contributions, and when reviewing the stats, both the Warriors and the Timberwolves had similar shooting percentages, both under 40%, with 39% accuracy. The difference, however, lay in the three-point attempts. The Warriors hit 42%, while the Timberwolves only made 17%, failing to convert any of their 5 attempts in the first half. Regardless, it is noteworthy that the Warriors dominated the rebounds, leading 51-41. However, attention must be given to points in the paint, as the Timberwolves excelled in that area, scoring 52 points compared to the Warriors' 28. Overall, the Warriors managed to secure the victory even with the absence of a key player in the second quarter. The Warriors excelled in rebounds, gaining a 51-41 advantage. However, scoring in the paint is a factor that needs analysis, as the Timberwolves stood out in this aspect, recording 52 points against the Warriors' 28. Surprisingly, the Warriors triumphed despite losing a player in the second quarter, something unexpected. Now, what's coming in the next game? How do you think this will influence the Warriors' performance? Do you believe the player will be able to participate in the next matchup? And who else will need to step up to help strengthen the team? It will require multiple players to come together in this moment. It's impressive to note how one of the athletes, as mentioned after the game, is a vital figure who can guide the group. It's clear that another player is a vocal leader and the essence of the team, but there are also those emerging as more consistent scorers than before. The team's resilience is admirable, but can they maintain this performance in the next game? Share your thoughts and stay tuned for important updates on the player's condition. An imaging exam will be conducted and the information will be disclosed. In the meantime, the Warriors prevailed. Celebrate the victory and enjoy as we all await, hoping everything turns out well for the player. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. The NBA has officially confirmed the cancellation of the highly anticipated game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Golden State Warriors. Fans have been eagerly looking forward to the matchup, which was expected to showcase some of the league's top talent, but unforeseen circumstances have forced the league to take this drastic step. The decision to cancel the game comes after careful consideration of the situation and its potential impact on the teams, players, and broader basketball community. While the specific reasons for the cancellation have not been fully disclosed, it is clear that the decision was not taken lightly. The NBA has stated that it remains committed to ensuring the safety and well-being of all participants in its games, including players, coaches, and staff. With the ongoing concerns around player health and the unpredictable nature of sports scheduling, the league has prioritized maintaining a safe and competitive environment for everyone involved. Both teams have been preparing for the clash with high hopes, as the Timberwolves had shown significant promise throughout the season, while the Warriors were eager to continue their strong performance. The absence of this game leaves a hole in the schedule for both teams, who will need to adjust their plans as they move forward in the season. For the Timberwolves, the cancellation represents a missed opportunity to capitalize on a strong start to their season. The team had been gaining momentum with some impressive individual performances and was looking to make a statement against one of the league's perennial contenders. With the Warriors on the other side, the Timberwolves were hoping to test their mettle against a championship-caliber squad, which would have given them valuable experience. On the other hand, the Warriors were also gearing up for what many expected to be a tough contest. With their star-studded roster, led by the likes of Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, the Warriors were looking to continue their dominance in the Western Conference. For them, the game against the Timberwolves was seen as another step in their journey toward a playoff berth, with every game counting as they push for a top seed in their division. This cancellation, however, is not just a setback for the teams, but also for the fans who were anticipating an exciting contest. The matchup between the Timberwolves and Warriors is always one that draws significant attention, given the history and rivalry between the two franchises. For many, the absence of this game serves as a reminder of the unpredictability of the NBA season, where circumstances can change in an instant, affecting not only the players but the entire basketball community. The NBA has yet to announce any details regarding rescheduling the game. Fans will have to wait for further information, which could provide some clarity on when the game might take place. Until then, both the Timberwolves and the Warriors will need to adjust their strategies and focus on the next challenge ahead in their respective seasons. As the league navigates these challenges, one thing remains clear: the passion for the game and the dedication of its players, coaches, and fans will continue to drive the NBA forward, even in the face of uncertainty. The cancellation, though disappointing, serves as just another reminder of the challenges that come with a professional sports league in the modern era. Fans and players alike will no doubt be eager to see when these two teams will face off again on the court. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.